3-0. 3-1-1-2. Angle 3-0. On target. Angle 3-1. That's on target. Engage. 15-200. 15-200.
And now we come on to my big head. The Mark II Brodie helmet. It was designed in 1915 by a fella called Brodie. Prior to 1915, the British Army, they were only issued with cloth caps. It was Winston Churchill's idea to issue all British soldiers with a steel helmet. Prior to 1915, he did in fact wear a steel helmet. He thought it was important that the British soldiers had a steel helmet, and he used to wear a French one because the French used to wear a steel helmet. So thanks to Winston Churchill, he probably saved a lot of British and Allied lives by simply insisting that they all be issued with a steel helmet. So the Mark II helmet, the German equivalent at the time was of course their famous shaped helmet. And many people think that this helmet was far superior to the British Tommy Mark II helmet. However, this did have a lot of advantages. For example, there were many airburst shells during the war, okay, or both wars, and this sits quite high up on the head. All right, so it gave probably maximum protection from any airburst. It protected the neck, well, obviously the head, but the neck, the shoulders, and the face. Okay. Another advantage was if you needed to hit a deck. Okay. If you lay down, and I can show you from the side. If you look from the side, if I'm laying down, okay, it gives good protection for the back of the neck there. Now, that weren't so good with the German helmet, because as soon as you lay down, okay, and stuck your head up, the back of the helmet stuck into the back of your neck, okay. So that's one advantage that the Mark II had over the German helmet. Another good advantage of it was that, for example, if I was taking a shot at someone, I was a sniper, I could lift my Mark II to one side, and I can take aim, and with my aiming eye, okay, it's not impeded by the helmet in any way, whereas you couldn't do that with the German helmet.
For you, the war is over. There will be no escape, or you will be shot.
Anyway, so let me show you what I mean by the German helmet. So if I'm going to ground, okay, so you're laying horizontal on the ground, okay, you try and put your head up, it sticks in the back of your neck, right, and the peak of the helmet is pushed over your eyes. So, and you can see it's very little movement for a sniper to get a good aim with his aiming eye. Right, back to the good old Tommy helmet. Just want to talk about the strap. Now, most of the time you'll see the soldiers wore in a combat situation, the strap will go around the chin where it's meant to be. Sometimes you'll see in films or on old photographs the strap up here, okay. Very rarely in combat situations did you wear the strap up here. You didn't want your helmet bouncing off your head. So it was generally when they were at rest or just marching, not in a combat situation. Okay. Another reason why you wore it around the chin most of the time is because part of the gas drill is that if they shout a gas or whatever, they throw the helmet off so it's hanging around the back of your head. Okay. You then don your respirator. And of course you haven't lost your helmet, it's still around your head, so you stick it back on and job done. Okay, so I'll be wearing it like this during the walk on some occasions, but most of the time I'll probably have it up here. Now, another good thing about the Mark II helmet compared to the Mark I from the First World War is that the Mark II was demagnetized. Okay, so you can look at a magnetic compass without any magnetic deviation. It wouldn't send you off in the wrong direction or give you a wrong bearing or heading. So that was another advantage with the Mark II helmet. Now in 1943 they brought out the Mark III helmet, and some of my old muckers might recognise this because we were still issued this in in the early 80s, and I think it survived up until the mid 80s. Then we were issued with the new Kevlar helmets. Quite iconic in Northern Ireland. You see the lads wearing them over there. I haven't got a spider in this one, so if anyone's got a spider they don't want, so that's why I'm not going to put it on, because there's a big pin in there. But again, it offered a little bit more protection than the Mark II, but basically the same design. Another advantage of the Mark II, the old British Tommy helmet, over the German helmet was in manufacturing. It was far cheaper to manufacture these. The simple reason was the outer shell of the Mark II, they were all one size. Okay, the only thing you had to change was the inner. Okay, to fit different size heads. The disadvantage with this German one was that they didn't do that. They couldn't do that, so they had to make different size shells, different size helmets for different size heads. So therefore, it was far more economical to have the Mark II. Something you might find interesting about the Mark II was that when it was introduced in 1915, the injury rate went through the roof. Okay. And people in high places were asking some very serious questions as to the effectiveness of the Mark II helmet due to these figures. However, when they studied the statistics, they found that the death rate plummeted. So the reason that the injuries were going up was because people were surviving, okay, but not being killed. So in the end, it proved a very successful helmet and saved probably thousands of British and Allied lives. Another piece of kit is the respirator haversack. Normally worn when not in combat situations around here, but if they were in a combat situation, then it could easily be brought around to the front, and by way of a whipcord, okay, it'd be brought up here through the back strap and held up here in place and tied onto this thing here. Yeah. Now, for any Indiana Jones fans out there, you might recognise this. It's exactly the same type of haversack that he wore at his side, along with his whip and his gun. The only difference is he put a leather strap on it. Gus, gus, gus! Something else I'll be carrying on the march will be a rifle. Now, as you've seen from some of my other videos, a lot of soldiers didn't even have the basic small arm to themselves. A lot of them didn't have small arms, especially in the artillery. So what I'm going to be carrying is this. This is my rifle. This is a 1915 short magazine Lee Enfield #1 Mark III start. Its lineage goes back to 1888. Okay, but this is the sort of rifle. This is exactly the rifle that the men carried into battle in the First World War. It went straight on and lived straight through to the Second World War and beyond. And I do believe that the later models of this were even used in the Falklands War as sniper rifles. It carries, it fires the 303, and they normally come in clips like this, clips or charges with 5 rounds. The magazine holds 10 rounds. Okay, easy to load. Okay, that's loaded. A very good solid weapon, okay, squaddy proof, and very accurate as well. Something else I hope to be carrying is the 1907 17-inch sword bayonet. Okay, I'll probably have to get permission to carry this. Hopefully I will, because as you can see, it's quite a formidable weapon in its own right. Of course, it just fits on like a normal bayonet on the end of the Lee Enfield rifle. Fakes, bayonets. Okay, so I'm going to keep it in me. But it goes in the bayonet fog that I showed you earlier on, and it's just going to stay in there. Should I get permission to take it? Yeah, you won't be saying that. You get this up, you mate. They don't like it up them, you know. So there you go. That's the kit I'll be wearing, the kit I'll be carrying. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a look at the Just Giving link, and please give generously. It all goes towards SSAFA, the Soldiers, Sailors, Airmen's and Families Association. Thank you so much to all those that have donated so far. Every donation is very much appreciated and greatly received. I hope you all stay safe, and thanks for watching.
0, clearing 112, angle 30. On target! Angle 31, text on target. Engage! 5200! 5200!